So good night, everybody. We are back with uh, live coding on Geometrikap, a web application to do or to exercise or to do constructions on projective geometry. Okay, my videos. Okay, live. You're live. And we did January 5. We didn't do January 6. Okay, the internet has started. The internet is starting to do its never-ending circus. Let us see if we are still live. Yes, live. It's okay. Remember, if you don't know what we are doing, check the videos, and I will try to come up with a tool in which you, I don't know, maybe some sort of AI assistant for my website. Then you can go to my website and ask questions about the projects and the articles that are there in the blog or in the tech stuff section. Asking queries about the website and the projects that are listed there. Most likely, uh, there are plugins now or web extensions, web browser extensions that allow you to do this. So if you at some point have a question, just use your favorite. At least I didn't say favorite. Nothing wrong. If someone says favorite, don't laugh. And I said favorite. And let's suppose you meet someone that says favorite. Uh, you can laugh. You're free to do it, but maybe that person is doing it on purpose. Maybe not. You will never know. And then uh, maybe something that that person is not able uh, to, you know, let's shut up. And let's shut up. Focus on this thing, otherwise we will be here 2 hours, and I just want to be here. I came here. I convinced myself at this point of the day to do the live stream because I said to myself, I will only be live for half an hour. That's why I get out from what I was in my wanderings in my mind or procrastination. And then I said, okay, let's go live. I said to myself, okay, I'm going live 30 minutes and that's it. And I gathered the energy to come here. Otherwise, just think about to be here for 4 hours, 2 hours. I said, no, I'm not doing it, to be honest. And also for the guitar, you can say, I will only play 10 minutes. And when you are playing the guitar, then you go for 2 hours. What else? But yesterday was a different thing. We didn't go live because mm, I was taking care of, uh, you know, here. I'm assisting my mother, and yesterday was uh, totally focused on that. Only in the night I did have some time. And I probably will be able to say to myself, let's go live for 10 minutes. And I didn't say that yesterday, but today I did it. Today I said to myself, let's go live for 30 minutes. So here it is, some axis. Um, we have this circle, which is not a perfect circle, but it can be a perfect circle as long as you wish, if you want it, if you want it. This is this could be a perfect circle if you want it. Okay? Uh, we can draw a perfect circle from here. Let's not. In fact, let's do it. Oh my God. How was? Okay, we're back. Now let's draw a perfect circle. I'm not sure if this will be a perfect circle. Let's choose this. All right. And yesterday, we were able to have a line. This is a line that we had yesterday, if you remember. And with the help of trigonometry, we explored not yesterday, today, January 5th, the day, I'm going to say just the previous episode. I don't want to go into Verita's world again and do a speech on that. With the help of trigonometry and the people from the past, they took an insane amount of work to come up with that formulas. But they enjoyed the work. It was fun for them. But it still is a lot of work. We were able to find this point and then move the whole thing over here and draw our 90 degrees line. Because remember, you're expecting the line to go up here. Well, in the web browser, in the canvas, 90 degrees is located here, right? But we don't want that. I mean, that was a great thing to achieve. Let's find another color. This one, make it. Oh, this is a good one. We don't want. I mean, this was amazing. I was very happy, honestly. Um, um, you know, we were targeting to do something like this. This is the midpoint for this line. We are exploring lines. Then we will go to rectangles. This is not a rectangle. Okay, so we want to calculate this point. We want, okay, we know that we now know that we can use those trigonometric formulas. And given this radius, I was in the hammock, or how do you say the hammock? Early, and I was thinking on this problem. Naturally, you think of this rotation. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe it's for you this way. I don't know. Because this thing will be moving all this around the circle. This is moving this direction, and it continues to move. But we don't want that. If we rotate over this was the origin. We decided for this to be the origin because it is the starting point of the line. But let me see if you can hear me. Hello. Hello. Okay, you can hear me. And we have 11 minutes so far. Um, so what we want to achieve is to find this point, find this point, and find this point. So we can draw a line. So this is R over 2, and this is R over 2. And what's R? Someone will say, well, the distance, like radius of this thing, of this thing. we want, this is the result that we want. How can we do that? Now that we know what we want to achieve, we can think of the line. We can think of the line, any line. I'm not sure if this is going to work for all the lines. But we are not concerned with lines so far. We are going to rotate the straight edge in order for the lines to be drawn. We are very, I don't know, we have still a lot of work to do in order for Geometrikap to be completed. Okay, we have this line. It starts uh, some coordinates XY in the web browser, and it ends on x1. This should be x1. If you are into linear algebra, they don't have x. They they have x1. X1. I wish I can review linear algebra, but I don't know what linear algebra has to do with. I don't want to be crunching numbers or symbol manipulation or theorem proving. I want to see some things. Yeah, I would like to do that. And staying with all the branches of mathematics, there is another branch called abstract algebra. A lot of books or modern algebra or algebra, I don't know. It's not elementary algebra. But I have seen the indexes or the index of some books on abstract algebra, and all the books are about proving theorems. I don't think abstract algebra should be reduced to proving theorems. Maybe a book on applications that I haven't found. Uh, what you can do with abstract algebra. Maybe the people of computer graphics have articles on using um, modern algebra in some of computer graphics that you have seen. Maybe in some movies, some effects, visual effects. I don't know. I am very ignorant. And I'm just wishing and wishing and wishing and never doing anything. So we have this x1 and y1, x2, y2. Let's find let's find out this fellow over here, which we will call the midpoint. There is no need to write this, but that's the way of the procrastination. I want to avoid the maybe the painful reality that the things that I was imagining early are not going to work when implementing the thing. So I'm trying to, instead of doing some chit chat, some talking, some wishful thinking, as I was saying, in order to avoid to reach to the point, hey, the thing that you were thinking, it, it does not work. But we should try to reach that point in order to recalculate another path. The brain will recalculate another path. We will find the thing, but the brain also maybe avoids that part. I don't want to. Maybe I don't know. I am not into neuroscience. So let's call it midpoint. And how can we calculate this? I suppose it is the width over two, and we have the midpoint. Why is how you can calculate the width is now this is a little bit complex for me. Mm, I don't know. There is a formula for the distance. Uh, since we have an horizontal line, we can spare for ourselves some calculations on the distance. If the line has a slope like this, because in here for an horizontal line, the width is y2, now x2. If this thing starts at 0 and at n ends at 100, 0, 0, and 200, this is not an horizontal line, should be 0. For an horizontal line, the distance is x2 minus x1. I can't believe I'm doing this. I was never understanding all these things in the past. Uh, if it is, the line has a slope, then some other formula will be needed that we are going to work eventually. But now we are just experimenting the trigonometric formula. But we have our objective for the first time. We want to achieve this. And then we close the live stream and go to the rectangle tomorrow. Rectangle rotation. We are not going to explore this only when it's needed, when we will be making drawings. Then we will have to come up with some of this stuff. Okay, so for an horizontal line, the width is, let's hope, is x2 x2 minus x1. Now we have the midpoint. What else? What else do we need? Uh, we will have the near radius. So we can draw an algorithm. We can write an algorithm. At least in pseudocode. This is not an algorithm. So find for ourselves, very quick. Find a midpoint. Midpoint. Find a radius. If you have seen some pseudocode in some books, algorithms, uh, they write stuff like this. Find this. calculate this, and just one line of this pseudocode that I have put over there, having these things, it takes you quite a while, but they say just, okay, find this. And it's great if you are some sort of researchers, some sort of researcher, uh, you can just say, because you are concerned with the main goal that you have. You cannot be you cannot be thinking on the details implementations of this. But if the people implementing the algorithm, okay, find this, or have a good one, or good look. Uh, okay, let's find a new radius. New radius, which will be the width again, and divided by 2. And have you wondered how you decide to click this instead of some other color? Why the brain chooses this and not this, not this, not this, not this, not this? What are they thinking very quickly for this? Let's go with this. Again, more likely it's procrastination. Okay, now that we have the midpoint, which is the new center of the circle, we, we will be some sort of translating the circle. We can calculate uh, at least for 90 degrees. We can calculate with using this, oh my god, the trigonometric formulas, and find a point here. Let's use another code because it looks like the same. Here's a good one. Okay, with trigonometric formulas that we have, so we will find this point, which is now this radius. And we can draw a line here. Maybe I'm just thinking ahead. Uh, but here is 90 degrees for this radius. I don't know. Let's do another drawings, more drawings. Let's suppose you have the unit circle. Look at me. I was trash talking the unit circle, and then we say that the unit circle is a friendly guy. At some point we were trash talking this the unit circle. Remember that. So for in here we will have 1 0, and on here we will have -1 0 for this guy, and for this fellow here it will be 0 1, and for this guy it will be 0 - 1. So if we had found this guy, it will be inverted, remember. And this is the normal plane, and this is the related to the canvas. This is the positive y, and here is the positive y is here. And so if we find this with the trigonometric formulas, we can negate the y component, and we will be here. So if we find this, most likely we can negate the y component of the coordinate, and we will be here. And then we can draw a line from this fellow. The x will be the same to here, and it seems quite easy, right? But now let's do. Oh my God! I said that 9.5. That's why it took me 10 minutes at the beginning, as always. And this is not the serious sit at the edge of the wing and chat. So maybe I should rethink this. I should shut up with the speeches, with the coaching, the unsolicited advices, and all those things, and focus, and all the talking go to the sitting on the edge of the wing and talk. Yeah, that should do it. Otherwise, uh, now imagine having a junior developer and say, entry level developer. Say, okay, here's the thing. Now you do it. Uh, but I am always a beginner, the eternal beginner. So I will do it. I don't like, I will never will think of myself, hopefully, as an expert. I hope I will go to the graveyard thinking that I need to learn a lot. Uh, my website, and then we need to open code. Oh, it's not blooding something. Once, if we do, even if the thing fails, we will having coffee. Hopefully, you will have some sort of diner or dinner or supper, and then mm, play some guitar. Okay, there is an update here. That's great. They are not abandoning. They are not abandoned. Visual Studio Code is getting updates, so it's cool to see that. Okay, now we are able to. Okay, so here's the line. Let's open the website. Let's look at the time. 28, 29. We have 1 minute to implement the ideas portrayed or depicted in here. Do you think we will be able to do that? I was taking a look to this front floor. My God. That's a great product, but it was to find a job. I am looking for a job. I am not actively looking. I don't know how to look for a job. Never did. In the past, I just applied and they do some interviews and okay, you are in. Well, right now, I don't know what's going on. Uh, so I don't know. So I apply, but not actually. Maybe I don't know what's going on. So they dreaming. And what's the? Oh my website. Okay, playground, geometry, projective geometry, and then we have this. I always do this, and we have this line. Where is our drawing? I think I'm going to save this. But this is not the main. Uh, the milestone. This more likely the reaching the conclusion for the journey rotating on rotation. Okay, so we have these lines, these two. Now we are targeting this rotation. So let's calculate. Here it is. Find the midpoint. I should say find the width of this line. So here it is to draw the horizontal line, and this is the rotated line. We're going to get rid of this. From that, we need uh, to store the width. So this is we know the width is 100, so we can spare the calculations. Uh, so the new width will be 50 pixels. Look at it. Since we are just prototyping very quickly, the main uh, struggle will be with the straight edge on the rectangle. So we can spare these calculations. This is just an intermediate step. So the line is, the width is 100. So we know the midpoint. Uh, width, the width is 100. So, and it starts um, at 100. Uh, so the midpoint, so the width is 100. The midpoint should be at 150. Okay, midpoint for the x-axis. And since we're going to comment this. Let's let's do first the little this thing. So we are going to move tools. Okay. So now we need translate to. I am copy pasting because I don't want to mess with what we have. Okay. This is the midpoint. Well, we are going to be at 0, 0. Remember, here it is. And we have the explanation on this thing. It is commented now. Now the near radius is only 50. This should make it, but we don't know. Okay, we have this Uh, we what do we say? This guy, right? The bottom part. No, we need to grab this. 36 minutes. Mm, so we said that we need to negate. Um, we need to negate the coordinate, and that's it. Okay. Maybe we can save the y component because I don't know. Okay, you move the point. You move the thing to some coordinate. So it's most likely in the move to. Let's try this first. Okay. Uh, we can multiply by -1, then retain the 50 positive. Okay, we have updated a line 90 degrees. Can we try 45 degrees? I don't think so. I'm leaving for today. Tomorrow, we will start with the 45 degrees experiment and then move quickly. Even if it doesn't work, we're moving to rectangles and then to the straight edge. For now, we are okay. It's time for me to grab some coffee and then play the guitar. I have okay, amazing. Um, very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, I feel like meditating. That's not true. I always stay on the ground, you know. Okay, have a good